we'll get started. Today's class, we're going to start standing. And my name is Jen, by the way. My name is Jen, and welcome. This is a for all levels class, mind and body boost for your middle of your day or whenever you're actually doing this. Just connecting with the breath and moving your body in lots of different ways to feel your best, calming the nervous system, moving your tissues, maybe unwinding, sitting at a desk or using your phone a lot today. So lots of good things happening. And if you have a block, great. If you have a yoga block, awesome. If you have a blanket, that's fantastic too. Even like a beach towel or a pillow that you might want to put under your knees. We'll be on our hands and knees just a little bit, not long. And but a block is really nice. You can bring the ground up if needed. Make your limbs, your arms a little bit longer. And so let's see here. Class is good for all levels. We'll give lots of variations so that you can find what feels really good in your body. You can kind of connect and attune with what's going right in your body today and breathe into all those spaces that you could use some nourishment and movement. So today we're going to spend a little bit of mindfulness mean, and I have a little sheet here. I'm going to go ahead. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just put this up, and if it, hopefully we think it's not backwards. So mindfulness, the ability to know what's happening in your head in the present moment without getting carried away by it. So I love that definition, and there are different definitions that can explain mindfulness, but I love that one in particular because that is one of the key things that we're doing with our yoga practice is connecting with that breath, and that breath is the bridge to bringing us to the present, to coming out of that head space from all around us, all of that activity and thinking, and coming into our bodies and finding that breath, that connection, that presence, so that we can move forward with our thoughts in a more intentional way and look at how things are happening in a little bit more mindful or present way. So, good for every bit of life. So we're going to take that into our practice today. That idea of that is always such a valuable use of our time to really connect and familiarize ourselves, our body and our minds to that idea of our breath. And let's see. So today we're going to start standing and get some really good, comfortable movements in, mobilizing the spine, moving our neck, kind of unwinding from particularly that sitting position. And we'll do a couple of balance poses, not anything out crazy, but we'll have some fun, and then we'll bring it back down to the mat and have a short little meditation at the end to send you off into your day with that just presence, mindfulness. So we are going to go ahead and welcome. If you're just joining, my name is Jen, and so glad that you're here. And we are going to talk a bit about mindfulness today. And we will start standing. All of our movements, this whole class is for everybody. And we'll have lots of variations, things that you can find that feel really good in your body. Finding what is good, what's happening in your body that's good, all the things that are going right in your body. And where we put that attention, right? We give that power, that energy to. So we're going to focus on that a little extra today as well. And just make sure that everything is serving you in your needs today. So if something I say, if there's a cue that doesn't feel right, that it is just not something that's working for your body today, feel free, please, always to adjust and do something that does feel good for your body. If you have a block, great, a blanket, a folded up beach towel, all great. And let's get started. So I'm so glad that you are here with me and finding your place, finding your mat, your space, whatever that is for you today. And you don't even need a mat for this class, actually, but it's nice to have that extra little cushion. So we're going to start just finding our feet. So noticing that surface, that whole surface of both feet, and how it's connecting to your space, to the ground beneath you. Maybe you take a moment and look down, wiggle those toes a little bit. It's always nice to be barefoot because we're in shoes a lot. And then any kind of wiggling, things that you could use just to kind of settle in a little bit to this mountain pose, so your standing shape. Now I like my feet about hip width apart. If that feels good for you, great. The more that your feet come together, typically the more that you're going to challenge your balance. So either way. So from here, let's start to move a little bit. So we're just going to swing, and you can just kind of allow those hands to just float and land wherever they land, on your hips or your thighs. And then take your gaze to a place that feels good. So maybe today that gaze stays forward. Maybe you can turn that gaze side to side. Yeah. And then if there's ever a place that feels like you would like to just pause and stay, like if a kind of staying over to one side feels kind of nourishing or getting to some place that could use some attention, feel free. I always feel like a kid on the playground when I do this, just kind of, enjoying life. All right. Just a few more here. Just kind of unwinding that spine a little bit. Getting to unravel, finding that nice tallness in your spine. All right. Now coming back to center, reconnect with that nice grounding of your feet. Feel this energy rise up the spine. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and take those arms up, reaching, and then go ahead and let that left hand grab that right wrist and side bend. And if those arms are a little bit more in front because it feels better for your shoulders, that is completely fine. And then from here, I really want you to ground through that right foot so that you feel this whole stretch down that side body. Maybe the gaze is going up towards the sky. And maybe there's a little smile on your face because it's Friday. And notice as you breathe, this expansion, those intercostal muscles between the ribs are starting to get space and nourishment. And then we'll go to the other side. So coming back through center, go ahead and grab that other wrist and ground through that left foot. Maybe you're looking up. If that doesn't feel great on your neck, don't worry about it. Maybe your gaze is down towards the floor. So just feel that out. And then notice wherever those arms are feeling good, you're still going to get that stretch and opening on that side body. Nice. And come on, center. Good. So go ahead and let those arms go. Now from here, we're going to do what's called a breath of joy. And it's a really fun breath because we're going to inhale, take those arms up as high as they want to go, and then exhale, let it go. Okay. So inhale, reach those hands up and those feet about hip width apart. Exhale, let those fingertips reach behind you. And then from here, you can stay in this kind of halfway shape, right? So feel it out. If that feels best on your body. You're getting some mobility going in those shoulders. You're starting to get those hips a little bit woken up. And then if you'd like to take this a little bit further, exhale, let the head go a little bit more. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Let it go. Just do a couple more. And maybe in your mind's eye, think, what am I letting go of? Maybe there's some tension that needs to just be let go of. And then the next time that you're up in the air, hold and take those hands down to your thighs. Give those knees a little bit of a bend. So we're going to come into a long halfway forward fold. So from here, press into those thighs, get long in the spine. So this is kind of my normal, kind of slouchy. So see if you can find that length. I want you to make space between all those vertebrae. And that's going to get all this nourishment and kind of mobility going in that spine. So really just kind of in your mind's eye, make space. Get those spine, all of those joints, over 100. It's amazing. Our spine is amazing. So from here, you guys, we're going to take this into cat-cow at your own pace. And we're going to do a little differently today with our breath. So inhale, round that spine. Feel those shoulder blades get some movement away from one another. And then exhale, come forward, let that rib cage drop, look up. And then just keep going at your own pace. So inhale, round, feel that nice movement in the tissues of your low back. And then go back and forth, feel it out. Where does your breath want to take? Absolutely fine, so nourishing to the spine. If you feel like you'd like to go a little bit out to the side, one side, give that a try. Be curious about what your body needs. And we'll just do this for a couple more breaths. And here we are connecting to that present moment with our meditation in motion, right? This movement with our breath is a way of connecting to that present moment, finding that mindfulness that we're training. All right, you guys. So from here, we're going to come into just that long spine once again. Now, if you'd like to start straightening those legs because your hammies, your hamstrings, back of the legs feel like they could use a little length, especially if you've been sitting a lot today, go ahead and give that a go. Start to straighten those legs. Feel the back body of those legs. Now, stay in this shape, this halfway forward fold, if that's better for you. If you'd like to go into a forward fold, go ahead and bend those knees. Let that chest come down towards the thighs. And those arms have lots of options here. So if you have a block, you can put your hands on a block. If you would like to grab opposite elbows and maybe sway side to side, maybe today it doesn't feel great on your low back and you are in this halfway forward fold here. So you play it out. Nice. All right, you guys. So we're going to come down to hands and knees. So wherever you are, go ahead and find your way on hands and knees and use support to cushion those knees if you could use that. And then wrists are roughly under shoulders and knees roughly under hips. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and take that same connection that we have with our breath. So inhale here, round the spine. Exhale, send those hips back towards your heels. Toes can be tucked or untucked, doesn't matter. And then let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale, really getting long in those low back tissues. And don't worry, we have our little back bend coming. So we'll do our cat pose or our cow pose in just a moment. We're in cat pose now. One more of these. And sit back. Thank you, spine, for everything that you do. And then we're going to come onto our bellies. So slink down to your belly all of the way. Now we're coming into Sphinx pose here. So elbows are under shoulders. And you can adjust, the more that you send those elbows out in front of you, the less intense that back bend will be, okay? And you can always move that prop out if you had it under your knees too. So from here, we are going to make this a little bit active so we can get into that spine a little bit more. So take that tailbone, tuck it towards the heels. The glutes will be there to support your low back, so your glutes are on. And then go ahead and send some energy through that spine. So trying to get long, and it's more length instead of back bend, right? So that you can kind of make some space. Now, from here, we're going to play with a cat-cow. So inhale, hug those elbows towards the hips. The elbows won't move. It's just to find that nice connection and length through that spine. And then exhale, lift, round. Send that belly button up towards the sky. Maybe the thighs lift off your mat. And then let's go ahead and do that again. Inhale, hug, get long in that spine. Maybe the neck is getting a little bit of movement here. Just make sure that that's free. And exhale, round, belly button lifts towards sky. There could be a little shaking there. That's totally normal. There's a lot of core work happening there. So don't think that that's odd, because it's not. And then round that spine. Let's just do this one more time, because it's medicine for the spine. It's medicine to move in all these different ways. Joints love movement. Now you guys go ahead and come on down all the way into your crocodile shape. So go ahead and let that forehead land, and then begin to rock those hips side to side. And this swaying motion is very calming for the nervous system. So we started our class with the idea of mindfulness and being present with whatever comes up and not being carried away by it. And take that idea here and now, connecting with that breath. And maybe as you're breathing, you're noticing what's pressing into the floor, into your surface. Do you feel the ribs moving? Do you feel your belly moving? If you take a moment and really send some awareness to that low back, you might even feel an itty bitty cat-cow happening with that low back as you breathe. Being in this shape is a nice way to feel the power of our breath, how it impacts so many tissues and different parts of our body. And let's just take a few more breaths here, noticing, bringing that awareness to that breath, and taking that exhale out, maybe just an extra beat. No forcing, no grippiness, just smooth and easeful. Then exhaling out that extra beat helps connect us with that parasympathetic nervous system. Always a good use of our time. Okay, so go ahead and take those hands to frame the rib cage. Nice full inhale. And we're going to press up strong and connected. So leading with those back ribs, press up into tabletop. Okay. Now from here, we're going to make our way into standing. If you'd like to find your way into a downward dog, because downward dogs feel good for you, let's do that. If not, make your way to standing and we'll meet you there. So go ahead and ground through those hands, press into the floor, feel the shoulder blades come away from one another. Give a little hug of those forearms together, tuck those toes, and send the hips up and back. Now, if you are in downward dog, just play a little bit here. Be curious. Maybe you're pedaling it out. Maybe your calves and your hamstrings could use a little bit of that length. Maybe just allowing that spine to get long in this shape is really just serving you well. If your neck could use a little bit of release,
Send some awareness there. Almost like a waterfall falling down your back, over your neck, soothing and releasing. Now we're going to make our way into standing. So go ahead and walk those hands and feet towards one another, finding your forward fold. And then that little halfway shape here is a nice way to just bring things back slowly. That blood pressure can really enjoy that. And especially if you tend to get a little lightheaded when you come straight up. So that's a nice option there. All right. So finding your feet. So this is where we started, right? So go ahead and find that left foot nice and grounded into your mat. So I like to call it the tripod, big toe mound, little toe mound in the center of that heel. So feel nice and grounded. Now begin to lift that right heel. How does that feel? Does it feel steady? If you're feeling that nice connection, that grounding, that strength through that grounded leg, and you'd like to play with starting to lift that right foot, do so. Okay? Kind of calling on that strength and stability of that ankle all the way up through the hip, and you'll feel it through the whole body. Crown of the head, whoop, crown of the head. Interlace those hands to the front of that right leg. Now, root to rise is kind of a common term in yoga, but I like to use it here. This rooting through the foot gives you this kind of energy up through your whole body, all right? You're finding that nice length in the spine. We're just gonna stay here for 2 more breaths and finding that fullness. Can you find that same fullness of breath that you found in your crocodile pose? Ha. And then go ahead and lower down. And we're coming into crescent pose. That right leg is going to go all of the way back into your crescent pose, okay? So crescent pose, that back heel is lifted, okay? And the more that you take those feet wide away from one another, the more stability that you'll find, okay? So tuck that tailbone just a little bit. Allow those ribs to be nice and connected here. So as you find that nice stability, take those arms up. Inhale. Exhale, cactus or goalpost. Some people like to call it goalpost. So pull those arms down. And let's do that again. So inhale here, reach up, just like we did in the beginning. Exhale, pull those arms down. Let's do that again. And hold. Stay here. Good. We're going to twist. Doesn't have to be big. Inhale. Exhale, we're twisting to the left. So twist to the left, inhale, center, and exhale, twist to the right. Let's just do that a couple times back and forth. Getting some nice movement and stretch in that back foot. Getting some twist in our spine, always good. Now, the next time that you are to your left, hold. That right hand is going to come down to the thigh. We're going to start to make nice big circles with that arm. Now, whatever that means for you, whatever that bigness of that circle is, maybe it's here today, right? But you're moving that joint and you're getting nourishment in that joint. You can also get a little bit of a twist in that waist and opening up those ribs. Good. And we're going to be done with that because that's enough. So go ahead and step back into your mountain pose. Shake that out. All right. So we're going to go to the other side. So take that right foot, really grounding through that foot. Now, as you feel ready, take that left foot. Start to lift the heel. How does that stability feel for you? Notice. And this side can be different than the other side. Totally normal. As you're ready and you want to lift that left knee, feel free. Maybe you're interlacing. And find that nice root to rise connection. That really grounded sensation through that foot, that tripod. And the energy rides up the body, through the spine, out the crown of the head. And sometimes when we find that breath in something that's challenging us to any degree, that's good. It's
it's going to become familiar so that when we encounter things in our lives that are a little bit on that challenging end or a lot challenging, that we can know, our body knows and recognizes that we can find that place. Now, crescent pose. So go ahead and drop that foot and then, or just step right back into your crescent shape. Now adjust those feet, right? So the wider that they go, the more stability you're going to have. Tuck that tailbone just a smidge and let that rib cage knit in. Feel this nice engagement through your center. Okay, and it's a gentle, it's not anything kind of grippy. Now from here, take those arms up, inhale. Exhale, cactus, pull. Let's do that again. Inhale here. And exhale, pull. Last time. Hold. From here, we're going to twist. So inhale, long spine, soft neck. Exhale to the right. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Let's just do that one more time each side. And last time, twisting to the left, that left hand will drop. From here, as you're twisting, we're going to go ahead and start to make nice circles. Now again, don't forget this side could be different than the other side. Opening up that chest, unwinding that sitting position. Just two more here. And that is it. Good. Go ahead and step back into your Tadasana shape. And let's just double check how much time we have. Great. Let's come into our wide-legged forward fold. Now, from here, go ahead and start to separate those legs. Just as wide as it feels comfortable. Find those tripods on both feet. Okay, now first, let's go ahead and hip hinge forward. And what I mean by hip hinge is I'm going to have that movement come from my hips, not my waist. Okay, so see if you can find that length in the spine here. And then we'll stay in this halfway place for just a moment. Feel that out. Now, this is a great place to be. If that's feeling best on your back, for your blood directions. And then if you'd like to go a little bit further, feel free to kind of allow that torso to fall more towards the floor. And then if you have a block, that's a nice way to bring the ground up. Can I have that as a little bit of a lifting of the floor? And then we're going to take the right hand, grab left leg. Okay, even if you're in that halfway place, that's available. I'd like you to just kind of stretch that back body a little bit and breathe into that place there. And unwind. Let's go to the other side. Left hand, right leg. Just opening up that shoulder, the back of the shoulder, breathing into that space. So really see if you can take a moment here, bring awareness to that back of the shoulder. Soften anything that needs to be softened with your breath. And coming on center. We're going to make our way back down to the mat. So adjust, move, find your way to a seated position. So from here, I highly recommend something underneath your tush. And you can do this also sitting in the way that I'm sitting, if that feels better on your back or your hips. Sometimes a cross-legged position is not altogether comfortable for everybody. So you can take even a block, a folded up blanket, a big old pillow, a couch cushion, or you can take both, multiple, and sit up with those hips. And that can help that position feel a little bit more available. So as you make your way, and if you have a chair, that's always a great option as well. So we're going to do a little bit of a twist here. So inhale, take up those arms, and exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So that left hand now comes outside that thigh, and that right hand is behind you. And this is just nice and gentle. No yanking, no pulling. On that inhale, can you find a length in your spine? And on your exhale, use all those exhale muscles to find a little bit more twist. So we're not forcing our way into that twist. We're allowing our tissues, all that fascia, connective tissue, to just kind of find that twist on its own in a gentle way. Now from here, we're gonna add a little bit of neck movement. So inhale, send your nose to that opposite shoulder, so that left shoulder, and then exhale, bring it back. So we'll do that just a couple times. Now make sure that you're not practicing any pain. So just go in the ranges that feel comfortable for you. And unwind. Come on back to center. Good. Wiggle in any way that you need. We're going to go to the other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist left. Land those fingertips behind you, or maybe it's just on your low back. That's a nice place for that hand to land as well. And again, let's just take a couple of moments, that tall spine, and exhale, allow that exhale to soften into that twist. We don't get a ton of benefit from forcing our body into shapes. And that's where we can get into some places that don't feel very good. So allowing that body to find your twist, and the more it becomes familiar, the easier it will be to find. Now let's move that neck. So inhale, nose goes to right shoulder, and exhale, bring it back. So just a little encouragement. I mean, that, or I guess just a little bit of confirmation that, you know, we're asymmetrical, we're human. So this side feels more available on my neck than the other side. It's just natural. We're going to have asymmetries, and that's okay. Good. Coming back center. Let's go ahead and do just a little bit of a wrist release, and we'll come onto our backs. So take those hands, those back of the hands together. So the fingernails are coming together, the back of the hands, and see if you can make a line with those forearms there. Now from here, start to curl in the fingers. Kind of feels weird, but it's a really nice way to kind of let those fingers unwind from lots of texting, computering. Okay, so taking that nice stretch of the top of the forearms there. Good. And then let that go. Shake that out a little bit. And then we're going to find our way onto our backs. So get whatever that you need to feel comfortable. So maybe that's a blanket underneath your head. Maybe that's a blanket or a couch cushion, something under your knees. That can be really comfortable. So as you're ready, go ahead and make your way back onto your backs. Now I'm going to stay in, it's called a constructive rest shape. My feet are a little wider than hip width, and my knees are resting into one another. Just kind of allow my legs to completely just kind of let go. If any other shape feels better for you, feel free. So, good. We're going to stay here for just a couple of breaths. And as you kind of allow yourself to soften into the space, bring back to mind that idea of mindfulness from the beginning of class. Maybe the eyes soften, maybe they close. How might mindfulness and that idea of the breath being that bridge into that place of presence, how might that serve you? How might that better your life on a day-to-day basis? And maybe sending a little bit of appreciation, gratitude to even that gift of breath that's always there. It's always available for us to connect to calm things, to find that presence anytime that we choose. I'm feeling all that support beneath you in whatever shape that you're in, under your head, your shoulders, your hips. And can you sink into that comfort of what it means to be supported, to have that there for you? We'll take 3 more breaths here, just breathing in anything that felt like it really connected with you today that we've been kind of setting our minds to, and softening and letting go of anything that you would prefer not to carry forward. Once you're done with those breaths, just begin to notice what wants to move to begin to wake you back up, to bring you back into your body. Maybe fingers, toes, maybe head side to side. And as you're ready, no rush. Bending those knees, if they're not, go ahead and roll off to one side. Just take in that supported shape for a moment, just a couple of breaths. Sending a little gratitude to yourself for taking the time for you today. And as you're ready, making your way back to seated. It is my honor to be here with you, to move with you. Please feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, ideas, requests. And I look forward to seeing you again. From my heart to yours, namaste.